Welcome back to Celebrity Scoop, your trusted source for the latest and juiciest gossip. Today we're discussing a dance video that's taken the internet by storm. Now imagine a dance video that not only gets your foot tapping, but also warms your heart. That's precisely what Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, delivered when she shared a joyous, radiant baby mama dance video with her husband, Prince Harry. This spontaneous moment of fun and happiness, stripped of royal formality, raced through cyberspace, skyrocketing past 27 million views and counting. In a world often saturated with stiff royal photo ops and carefully curated images, Meghan's dance video was a breath of fresh air. It was a delightful snapshot of pure, unfiltered happiness, a couple dancing their hearts out in their own home, in their own time, and in their own style. The authenticity of the moment was palpable, and the internet couldn't get enough. Meghan's dance video wasn't just about the moves or the music, it was about the authenticity, the joy, and the unscripted charm that she brought to the table. It was about breaking free from the traditional royal mould and embracing the simple joys of life. Meghan's confidence and radiant smile in the video were infectious, spreading a wave of positivity across the globe. And it's this very authenticity that has resonated with people worldwide. The video wasn't staged, it wasn't planned, and it certainly wasn't part of a PR strategy. It was a spontaneous moment of joy, a celebration of motherhood and life, shared by Meghan and Harry. Meghan's dance video has proven that authenticity and genuine joy can never be staged or replicated. It's a reminder that behind the royal titles and the palace walls, Meghan and Harry are just like us, real people who know how to let their hair down and have a good time. With over 27 million views, it's clear that Meghan's dance video has resonated with people around the world, making it the dance video heard around the world. It's a testament to the power of authenticity, joy, and a good old-fashioned dance-off. However, as the world celebrated Meghan's unfiltered joy, the royal family reacted in a way that's all too familiar. It seems that every time Meghan Markle steps into the spotlight, the royal machine springs into action. This pattern is not new, but it's certainly unsettling. Whenever Meghan trends or makes headlines for something positive, the royal family seems to scramble. Suddenly, there are updates, surprise appearances, and staged videos. All these tactics appear to be designed to push Meghan out of the limelight and shove someone else like Kate Middleton in. It's as if they're playing a game of royal chess, and Meghan's joy is the queen they're trying to outmaneuver. But let's take a moment to consider the implications of this. Kate Middleton, who's been largely out of the public eye while recovering, has now been thrust back into the fray. Not because she's ready to return, but seemingly because Meghan dared to have a moment of joy. This move feels less like a genuine update on Kate's condition and more like a strategic play to grab headlines, a game that Kate herself is a pawn in. Now, we have to ask ourselves, is this fair? Is it fair to use a person's life as a strategic move in a public relations game? And more importantly, is it working? Meghan's dance video was genuine, full of unfiltered happiness and authenticity. You can't manufacture that kind of charm, and that's why people responded so positively to it. Yet the royal family seems intent on trying. Every forced appearance, every last-minute stunt feels more like a desperate attempt to compete with Meghan's shine. They're not just tarnishing their own image, but inadvertently making Meghan shine even brighter. It seems that the royal family cannot stand when Meghan has a moment of joy, but in their attempts to overshadow her, they're only making her star burn even brighter. Meghan is just living her life, spreading joy and being herself, and it appears that they still can't handle it. And who's been thrust into the spotlight to compete with Meghan's shine? None other than Kate Middleton herself. Not too long after Meghan's radiant dance moment, Kate emerges from her quiet retreat with a dance of her own. The timing, you ask? Well, it's as conveniently coincidental as ever. But let's face it, it's not mere coincidence. It's a calculated move. This isn't the first time we've seen this happen. Every time Meghan captures the world's attention with her authenticity and joy, the royal machine springs into action. Suddenly, there are updates, unexpected appearances, and carefully choreographed videos. All these maneuvers are designed with one goal in mind: to pull the spotlight away from Meghan and redirect it towards Kate. This time, however, it's particularly unsettling. Kate, who's been recuperating and largely absent from public view, is suddenly thrust back into the PR fray. Not because she's ready, but because Meghan dared to have a joyful moment. It's genuinely heartbreaking to ponder what might be happening behind the palace walls. Instead of being granted the tranquility and privacy she's entitled to, Kate is being manipulated like a chess piece in a high-stakes game for public favour. It's not about her well-being, it's about ensuring that Meghan doesn't win the headlines. But here's the catch. You can't emulate Meghan's aura. You can't replicate her authenticity, her self-assuredness, her natural charm. What she shared was genuine, and that's precisely why people responded so positively. In contrast, the royal family's desperate attempts to compete only serve to make Meghan shine even brighter. No matter how many headlines they attempt to conjure up for Kate, the world sees through the charade, and frankly, it's getting tiresome. Meghan is simply living her life, spreading joy and being true to herself. And they still can't cope with it. Kate's well-being seems to be secondary to the royal family's desire to keep Meghan out of the headlines. But the royal family's strategy hasn't gone unnoticed by the public. Indeed, the more the royal family tries to compete with Meghan, the more they inadvertently illuminate her authentic charm. The public, ever discerning, is not blind to the contrived antics of the palace. The world has watched as the royal machine has revved into action, churning out publicity stunts and surprise appearances, all with the solitary aim of overshadowing Meghan's radiant joy. But here's the irony. In their desperate scramble for attention, they've only managed to amplify Meghan's luminescence. Their attempts, far from eclipsing her, have instead cast a spotlight on her genuine happiness, her unfiltered authenticity, and her effortless charm. And in this spotlight, Meghan shines brighter than ever. Her joy is not manufactured for public consumption. It is real, it is palpable. And the more the royal family tries to mimic her, the more they highlight the stark contrast between their stiff, forced smiles and Meghan's infectious laughter. The public has watched this spectacle unfold, and the consensus is clear. The royal family's desperate attempts are not only futile, but they are also exhausting. The world sees through their contrived efforts and recognizes them for what they are, a desperate bid for attention, a futile attempt to wrestle the spotlight away from Meghan. But Meghan, unfazed by the palace games, continues to live her life, spreading joy and positivity with every dance move, every smile, every moment of authentic happiness. And the world loves her for it. So while the royal family may continue their attempts to outshine Meghan, they inadvertently draw more attention to her, make her star shine even brighter. And the public, weary of the palace games, is more drawn to Meghan's authenticity, her joy, her light. In trying to outshine Meghan, the royal family has only succeeded in making her star shine brighter. So where does this leave us, you might be wondering? Well, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Meghan Markle, with her radiant, joyful dance video, gave us a breath of fresh air, a moment of unfiltered happiness in a world that often feels too rigid and controlled. She showed us her authenticity, her genuine love for life, and her freedom from the constraints that often come with royal life. On the other hand, we have the royal family and their seemingly contrived attempts to compete for the spotlight. Each time Meghan shines, they scramble, with surprise appearances and staged videos. The most recent case being the sudden emergence of Kate Middleton, who, after a long silence, took to the dance floor herself. A move that, to many, seemed less about sharing joy and more about a strategic attempt to overshadow Meghan. This contrast between Meghan's authenticity and the royal family's strategy is becoming more and more apparent. It's not about who can dance better or who can garner more views. It's about authenticity versus strategy, joy versus control, freedom versus restriction. The more the royals try to compete, the more desperate they seem, and the brighter Meghan's genuine light shines. But at the heart of this, there's a real person being used as a pawn in this PR game. Kate, who deserves peace and privacy, is being thrust into this battle for public attention. It's not about her well-being, but about ensuring Meghan doesn't win the headlines. Yet the world sees what's happening. Meghan is living her life, spreading joy, and being herself. And no matter how hard they try, the royals can't seem to handle it. Meghan's authenticity is something that can't be faked or copied. It's genuine, it's confident, and it's something that people respond to. Remember, Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, this is Celebrity Scoop signing off.